go in the trash.
And that's when I said, what the fuck's up with edible gold flakes?
Indeed.
Oh, hey.
They sound like the most bougie breakfast cereal ever.
Bourgeois. Bourgeoisie.
Tonight the blood, the streets will run red with the blood of the bourgeoisie.
The Burgoyes?
Were you attempting to do a darts?
Nope, I was attempting to do a Neo Yokio.
Oh. You don't deserve this big Toblerone, you know that?
Thunder. That scene is so the entire show is ridiculous. I saw like the first 3 episodes of that shit and I'm like, oh my god, I love it. I just unironically enjoy this because it's just so bad.
Oh my god, Web Twitter integrated night mode officially? Awesome.
Oh.
Oh, sweet. Let me go fucking change that shit.
Awesome. I used to have to install a plugin for that. And it looks almost exactly like the plugin did, too.
Okay, so let me see if I can do it from here.
I just signed into Twitter. It's like, would you like to try night mode? I'm like, fuck yes. It's 8:30 at night.
Ah, there it is, night mode.
So Twitter actually did.
I have
something
700
good.
followers, and I hope
I love it.
I never lose or gain anymore. Yeah, shocking. I know.
You're robotic and shit.
Never.
Irony.
Yeah. You're not the one with the chemo avatar.
Indeed. So Zeke, Kevin, everyone, thanks for inviting me for this episode.
You haven't actually started yet. Well, I mean, we're live, but you know the episode's like.
It amuses me that Anne.
Yes.
He's having mic issues, isn't he?
Probably.
I'm not having mic issues. Don't do this to me.
Zeke, we're here for you.
Okay. Am I sounding okay?
Yeah.
Because something's wrong, all I can do is cry about it. Like a little baby.
Oh, shut up, Yoko.
Hey, K-Gods retweeted that. That's cool. I haven't talked to him in months.
Yeah.
So what was this about AIN you were saying?
Oh, it amuses me they don't have their actual domain back yet.
No, they did.
Can we just leave it like it is, please?
No, they do have their actual domain back.
I'm on there right now. It's .cc.
I just put in animenewsnetwork.com and it worked.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, their official Twitter is still pimping CC addresses for some reason.
What about the anime account that the hacker hijacked?
No, that's back.
God damn it.
It took them a few weeks, but
good hackers. Jeez.
Be more relentless next time.
Yeah.
So you want to start the episode now?
Yeah, in a second. I'm reading our review of Platinum End, and I'm looking to see if they accidentally mixed up Obata and Oba's names, because that's always funny to me. Because Obata's the artist and Oba's the writer, but I've seen people switch their names around before, get them confused before.
It's like I'm fairly sure Oba does not do art.
No.
Apparently, Ryuk was originally supposed to be hot.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly weird, considering the character we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people might say the
'Cause I'm
current Ryuk is
imagining-
still hot.
Because I'm imagining. We don't talk about those people. Because the character we did get is a weird, gonkish looking
Muppet.
Muppet. He's a Muppet. just dances around like a dumbass and eats apples all day.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it'd just be kind of too scary for it to be with hanging around Kermit and company.
Yeah. Yeah. Just give me a second. I'm gonna wait until this safe auto commercial's over.
Wait, you're getting ads on our podcast with ads?
Yeah, I listen to Spotify while I do podcasts. Does nobody know that?
No.
I was aware.
Yep.
I just tend to forget until you mention it, and I'm like, oh yeah, you listen to Spotify.
Yep. Oh my! Did you know the best part of Spotify is music discovery? They just told me that.
No, I did not.
Okay, I'm just looking over like next season's chart to see if there's anything interesting. Because might as well say that.
Let me see. Fall 2017 in May.
A lot of new studios have hit the scene while I wasn't paying attention.
Let's go to live chart. Because fuck me if I'm going on MAL.
I just go to any chart.
Yeah, I usually check any chart as well.
Okay, any chart. That's probably easier.
Let's see, there's...
Oh, hey, so we're going to talk about... Wait. Today's topic is going to be our expectations
No, we're just
for the
gonna
upcoming
shoot-
season of anime?
No, we're just gonna shoot the shit for a
I'm
while.
joking!
We'll
I'm
shut for a
joking,
while.
I'm
Talk
joking.
about Danganronpa probably.
Because... Does anyone even want to watch any of these?
Probably not. Anime sucks.
Blood, Blockade, Battlefront, and Beyond. Or
Let's see, the fifth season.
What's your favorite anime this season? Oh, my favorite anime is.
The fifth season of Cardfight Vanguard.
See, that's one of those things where I'm just like, calling it by its Japanese name is actually just easier.
Wait, why is there a Pingu TV short on AnyChart?
Because Pingu is the best anime.
My favorite anime is Pingu.
I'm gonna guess because it's by Polygon Pictures.
Paul, yeah.
You'll be right.
Well, yeah, because I looked at it. All right.
Well, there's more Yamara-chan if you're Cube.
That's true. All right, you ready?
Ready.
All right.
Ready?
Starting in 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Baka Gaijin Show. I'm your lovable rascal of a host, Zeekfreak, and with me, as always, is my indescribable co-host, Kevin Faulkner.
Yo.
Hi.
Half the time I don't even have something to say here, so hi guys.
Mm-hmm.
To
That's
be fair,
okay. Substitute it with the sound of your favorite animal.
I
I see you have chosen the pygmy sloth. A rare find. All right. And third chair tonight, one of you can go first. I'll let you decide in alphabetical order.
I think J comes before L, so that's me.
Yes, it does. Yes, that was Go ahead.
Hello, it's Jackylgreek again. Hopefully I won't be mentally scarred this episode.
Yeah, probably not. Welcome back to the show, Jekyll. It's been a while.
Thanks.
Yeah. How have you been?
I've been okay.
Yeah.
Just watching about 9 shows. Hopefully we'll watch 9 shows next season.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. And Locke's back. How are you, Locke?
Well, Jekyll's definitely gonna be mentally scarred.
Okay. Are you going to provide that scarring?
Who knows?
Oh, you know it.
All right. Yeah, welcome to the Baka Gaijin show. Haven't done a podcast in a while. Well, actually, we did one like a month ago.
Yeah, like when the Death Note movie came out. Yeah.
Yeah, we tend to do these like monthly now.
Ish. Yeah.
To the point where we're just out of practice, and I'm just like, what do I say? Let's make up a joke about sloths. All right.
It works.
It works. So, Jekyll, you say you're watching things. What have you been watching lately?
Let's see. The best show this season is Made in Abyss. I think Kevin's been watching it as well.
I actually stalled about halfway through that one, and I'm just gonna once the final episode's out, I'm just gonna go through the rest of it in just one long sitting.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it's cool. Also, My Hero Academia, Classroom of the Elite is also good. And Princess Principal, but sadly, Princess Principal and Made in the Abyss are only on anime strikes, so only people can afford edible gold flakes can eat it. Can watch those shows.
People who can afford edible gold flakes, or people who know people who can afford edible gold flakes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been interested in Made in Abyss. I just can't watch it as easily as I'd like to.
Yeah, it's a damn good show. You should. You should.
I should inject it directly into my bloodstream.
Indeed.
Like
if you really like if you really like a solid adventure show, then it's right up your alley.
All right.
Well, since I'm talking, I guess as for me, of course I've been watching Made in Abyss ish.
Yeah.
Sort of. I did watch the first, I think, 8, 9-ish episodes of Shinsekai Yori.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not sure if I'm gonna finish it because it's certainly a good show, but I don't know, it's not quite hooking me like I figured it would.
Yeah.
So if I don't finish it, then
Yeah, whatever.
But hey, to be fair, your batting average so far in regards to shows for me has been 3 for 3. So,
well, I don't know. I kind of figured you might not be into it after it took so much prodding to get you to watch it in the first place.
And to be fair, it didn't exactly have a good hook in the first episode.
That's interesting because I hear so many people say it has one of the best first episodes.
Yeah, maybe I'm just weird because to me, a lot of the things with the first episode, it's just throwing information at you about a world that you really don't know anything about, and a lot of the information isn't properly explained to you until later.
Yeah, we call that a mystery, Kevin. No, I get it. I
don't know. Maybe it's just not an approach that I'm familiar that I'm personally fond of. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess because it's not what we're trying to get at here. It's very focused on the world, and you wouldn't know you wouldn't know from the first 8 episodes or so, but in its plot line, it's not a really character focused show. It's really more about its world and the plot that forms around this world. So if you're not into the
that's probably my problem because I'm more interested in shows that have a strong character focus. So that's
that's not. I mean, they're all right. They're just not. They're better in the book, but that's not Shinsekai Yori's real focus. Aside from its main villain, which you haven't really seen yet, so
yeah,
whatever.
I've basically watched up until the point where the show got gay, so
Yeah. Well, that's fine. As for me, I've just been watching basically just like long running stuff. Actually, like the only seasonal thing I think I was watching is Hero Academia. Otherwise, I've just been watching Super Brains, the Hunter x Hunter dub when it comes out, and then some Western stuff. I think the only thing that's actually airing at the moment that I'm watching is Rick and Morty, though. Everything else I'm just still waiting for. I think did Star versus Season 3 start again yet? I forget.
I have no bloody idea.
Yeah.
Although I think DuckTales episode 2 is out. I need to check this.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to be around this time.
Yeah, I think that's out. Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check the Disney XD app that I downloaded for the first episode.
Are they putting all episodes on there, or was just the first one they were going to do?
Well, I'm about to find out.
Yeah, I'm going to check that too, actually. I also downloaded the official Disney XD app. I'm sure it's going to preload a loud ad as soon as I press this button.
So while he does that, you want me to tell what I've been doing?
Yeah, what have you been doing?
I caught up on Danganronpa.
Well, okay. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just waiting for V3 to come out in a couple days.
You're going to be uncaught up in about 2 days.
Yeah, and I'll be on it as soon as I get my copy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does have it, but you have to like select your TV service provider or some shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. Also, it says 2 new episodes. What's
Oh.
that about? Or are they like 11-minute ones or something? I don't even know. I wonder if it is gonna be like an 11-minute thing. I hope not.
Yeah, and I still got some bonus modes to finish, but other than that, yeah, I'm pretty much caught up with the story.
Yeah. Also, Disney XD has Beyblade Burst.
Yeah, they do.
Wow, I remember watching the first like 2 or 3 episodes. That I'm thinking like, yeah, this is a toy commercial.
That's Beyblade in general.
Yep, I think like some franchises are try to be more than that. Beyblade is very content to just be a toy commercial. For better or worse, yeah.
Yeah. It's worked for them for the past, I don't know, fucking decade or some shit.
Has it really? Is that what are the kids still into the Beyblades, Kevin?
I mean, they're still going, so they must be.
The only people I know who actually do Beyblade are like these 80-year-old Japanese men who are like masters of the craft.
I don't know. I have like God, I don't even know how old he is now, but he is into Beyblade. Like my little cousin.
So it's like extreme bronies.
I guess, but it's so weird to me because these like elderly Japanese men who like do Beyblading or whatever they call it as a hobby are so weird to me because like when Beyblade started, they had to be like in their 40s.
I studied the craft.
I studied the art. Kevin, while you were just an embryo, they were studying the Beyblade.
When you were still learning to spell your name.
They were letting it rip. These old geezers were letting it rip.
Oh my god.
It's so, and you know, just looking at this stupid app, it's so weird to me to see an English Doraemon logo.
Yeah, that is really, like, that honest to God weirded me out when it was announced Disney XD was going to air Doraemon. I was like, really?
Yeah.
After this long?
Yeah, that's...
I mean, I know it's the 05 series, but still, it's the 05 series. It's like, really?
Really?
Sure. Apparently it's done well for them, so...
Apparently. All that changing first aid kits into pizza boxes has done really well. Has worked wonders.
Hey, yo, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they got studio... Apparently they got Studio Mer to do the edits for that, which is strange.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, in between Legend of Korra and Voltron Legendary Defender, they were turning first aid kits to pizza boxes for Doraemon.
It's an interesting portfolio.
It's just this weird ass fucking backwards.
Oh, that reminds me. Are we gonna get season 4 of Legendary Defender soon?
Next month, I believe. Like, I think the 16th of next month.
Okay, that's a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, or as I like to call it, what should have been the second half of season 3, and what
I mean, it was
probably will be the second half of season 3.
I mean, it was actually originally the second half of season 3, but they kind of fell behind schedule.
So why not season 3B?
Or why don't they just wait? That was my thing, because I'm just like, I enjoyed those 7 episodes. They're really good, but at the same time, I'm just like, I would have preferred you just wait 2 months and release the whole thing.
Yeah, kind of.
1.5 years for another season.
Exactly.
I don't know. They've had a pretty consistent schedule of releasing a new season roughly every 8-ish months, so I don't think they'll break from that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, American cartoon release schedules are weird to me.
They can be.
Like,
I mean, sometimes.
Remember when 2 seasons of Gravity Falls took friggin' 3.5 years to air?
No, they took a full 4 years. It was ridiculous.
Jeez.
Yeah, they based because they wanted him to make more, and he's like, I don't want to make more, so they decided to just stretch it out that long. They're actually everyone thought they were trying to kill the show by delaying it so long, when really they were trying to quote unquote make more of the show by stretching it out.
But Alex Hirsch was like, "Fuck no, I don't want to." And it's my show. It's like it would be a really bad idea if you fired me.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I think Disney was smart enough to know to let Alex Hirsch do what he wanted to do with Gravity Falls, and
That's true, but at the same time, like we said on that episode, it feels like all of the plot is in the last 10 episodes.
yeah, which is
Because
I think is an effect of
because his original plan was 3 seasons. He pitched it to them as 3 seasons, and they're like, okay, 3 seasons sounds good. And then he's like, I'm tired. I only want to do 2. And they're like, are you sure? Let's spend the next 1.5 years trying to convince you to do a 3rd season while at the same time ending the show.
Yeah, like it wasn't until the day before Take Back the Falls aired that he went on Tumblr and was like, "Hey guys, show's ending. Sorry."
Yeah.
And he had to specifically say, "It's not being canceled. This is of my own volition."
Yep. No, it was being canceled by him. Oh, they can't cancel my show if I cancel it first.
Oh my, that's some fucking. What's that meme where it's like the guy pointing at his head? It's like, yeah.
can't cancel Gravity Falls if I end it.
Makes you wonder why they don't cancel SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents first.
Well, that's a completely different network, for one thing.
Yeah.
And also, Nickelodeon definitely prioritizes money a lot of the time.
Also, I think the original creators left both of those shows for a long time, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah, something like. I think Butch Hartman's always been on Fairly Odd Parents, but
to what degree though? Because he had a lot of other projects during this show's run.
Yeah, I think he might have gone a lot more hands off at some point.
Yeah, I think Butch Hartman leads Fairly Odd Parents these days in the same way Seth MacFarlane has anything to do with Seth MacFarlane shows, which is to say he shows up to record lines and that's basically it.
Which makes you go, which really makes you wonder what he feels about some of the writing and stuff like Family Guy and American Dad.
It's really weird to me that everybody keeps blaming him for everything wrong with those shows when he probably hasn't hands-on worked on those things in a long time because he's trying to be a filmmaker now. So
well, to be fair, you also have stuff like Seth MacFarlane's Cavalcade of Cartoon Comedy, which isn't much better.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago.
Tell her shit.
Well, I'm just saying.
A 10-year-old Stitch is still as shit as a day-old shit.
I'm just saying it doesn't match up to people complaining today.
And to be fair, 10 years later, it smells less.
Yeah.
The stench is no longer fresh.
I'll have to get some stench scientists on that to confirm that, but that sounds plausible to me. You know that job exists.
A stencologist.
The stankologist, yes.
It's one way of putting it, I guess.
Yeah.
That shit is stank, yo.
Yeah.
Dude, stank.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody be doing anything else like gaming related or something?
Gaming related, yes.
I told you already.
Okay, fine. There are other people here.
Gaming related. I actually got an Xbox 360, but we have a small problem, which is it's fucking trash. Like the disk drive is absolute garbage, so I'm probably gonna have to get a different model. To be fair, it's an older model. Like it's the Modern Warfare 2 edition.
Yeah.
So I'm probably gonna get like an Xbox 360e or something.
I'm gonna tell you this. There's one thing I trust less for its reliability than an Xbox 360. It's a used Xbox 360. Those things had a fucking like 45% failure rate when they were new. So
Actually, I think it was 65.
it was something insane. It was like something like 65% of 360s will red ring within the first 2 years of owning it.
Yeah, but well, for me, it's just the drive is crap.
Yeah.
Like the disk drive is crap.
Is it just like not reading or what?
It makes a loud rattling noise, and after about 5 minutes, it refuses to read the disk.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's crap. I can probably like sell it to somebody for like $20 for parts or whatever. Like they can cannibalize the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone will use it as like a media box.
That's so funny because if you know the people that like do that sort of thing and cannibalize shit for parts, it's so funny how if you sell something as a whole item, it's not worth very much. But if you break it apart and sell its individual components, it's suddenly worth a lot more. It's weird like that.
Yeah, I can probably sell this thing for like $30 for parts, and I can probably get an Xbox 360e for pretty cheap. Like an Xbox 360 new is like 130. So
I have 3 PS3s. Only one of them works. I have two other. One is a fat one that I had, and the other is a fat one that my uncle gave me. And both of the fat ones are broken in the exact same way, which is that it's not the Blu-ray drive itself, but like the cables connecting it to everything else have like burned out.
Yeah. Like the 360e that I'm looking at is like there are like 3 major models of the 360. There's the original fat model, there's the slim, and then there's the E model.
I've never even heard of the E model.
The E model was made like a year before the Xbox One came out, and it has like HDMI and 4 USBs, and it's like the most streamlined and reliable version of the console.
Right, yeah.
Like all the issues that were in previous versions have been completely
I remember when the 360 Slim came out, and everyone's like, "Finally, they fixed the red wing. They fixed the red ring issue by removing the red LEDs from the console." There you go. Problem solved.
That doesn't fix the problem.
You can't say it red winged.
To be fair, I've heard that the failure rate for the Slims is exponentially lower than the Fats.
It is, but I just love that it red rings without red ringing, so you can't claim that it red ringed.
"Quote unquote red ringed."
Yeah. Oh, I love
that. It's like that picture of Dr. Evil doing air quotes. Red ringed.
You know Kevin. You want to know my favorite aesthetic?
What?
PlayStation original exclusive titles that have like subtle fuck yous to Xboxes in them, like in Infamous 2. There's an electronics store in the city called Red Ring Electronics.
Oh, that's great. Oh, by the way,
let's have a picture of that because that's cool.
By the way, I don't think you'll be at all interested, but like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle is like friggin' $6 or $7 right now on PS3. So
yeah, I don't often buy PS3 games anymore.
I'm just saying.
I'm interested in collecting them eventually again, but not at the moment.
Like this is probably the best price you're ever going to see All-Star Battle at. So
I see it really cheap at GameStop a lot.
All-Star Battle?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's the fighting game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it pretty cheap. Hold on a second.
Like how cheap you talking? Like 20-ish?
No, like 10, 15-ish.
Huh. Interesting.
I think it's like, I think last time I was there it was like $12 at GameStop.
Weird, because the physical disc was a limited item.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a good picture of Red Wing Electronics. There's a lot to choose from. I'm just trying to find one with the least amount of glare.
Like for the longest time, the All-Star Battle disc was like kind of hard to come by.
Yeah. I'm gonna post in the image dump.
Who knows? Maybe the demand for it is lessened after. That is hilarious. Maybe who knows? Maybe the demand for it is lessened after Eyes of Heaven came out.
All systems repairs in only 12 weeks. Blowout sale. Oh, that is my aesthetic.
That said, the like, while they did remove the Red Ring issue, but quote unquote,
Yeah, quote unquote.
well, the failure rate's lower, but at the same time, they also introduced a new problem in regards to the disk drive for the 360 Slim.
Yeah.
If you nudge the console while the disc is spinning, it will scratch the disc to an unreadable point.
Does the Slim still have the like actual disc tray?
Yeah, it does.
Because I remember even like the first all versions of the PS3 and then now 4 don't have trays anymore. Because after the PS2 had infamous disc tray problems, Sony's like, "Fuck trays, they suck. They never work. We're not doing trays anymore."
Yeah, but yeah, if I'm gonna get a 360, it's gonna be an E model.
Yeah,
because like that's the newest one. It's the most reliable as far as I'm aware.
God. I remember the PS3 Fat had synthetic touch buttons for like eject and power, and I'm like, that had to have added on like $50 to its $600 launch price, just so they could have
$599.
Yeah, just so they could have touch buttons instead of just actual buttons, which they did later.
Also, something I found out is that the fat consoles for 360 actually have an actual button instead of a touch panel for the power.
Yeah. That's weird.
Which just reminds me again.
Topic.
Oh, right. Sorry.
We've been talking about. You guys have been talking about Xboxes for like 10 minutes here. I managed to read one of the anthology stories during that time.
To be fair, that's like 4 pages. Don't fucking shit on me.
Oh, it's the fate of all anime.
I managed to read 4 pages of manga in the time you talked about something.
Well,
Actually,
both.
It's the fate of all anime podcasts. They slowly morph into gaming podcasts.
I don't know. I think Wave Motion Canon still manages to talk about anime pretty consistently.
Yeah. Also, let's be honest. We morphed into a cartoon podcast somewhere down the line.
Baka Gaijin show, ostensibly about anime.
That's it. That is our new tagline.
But really about We Bear Bears.
It's really about We Bear Bears. Yeah. We morphed into
the next time for the We Bear Bears podcast.
With Monokuma. Featuring Monokuma. Just that. Yeah, sometimes they can rompa. That's it. That's all we do. We Bear Bears.
Does that fan art exist of just the bear stack, but then Monokuna just riding on top like a normal person? I want that. Yeah, we slowly morphed into the cartoon podcast and the reading other people's articles out loud podcast.
Yeah. Those
are our specialities.
I think the most anime-related thing we did was the live-action Death Note movie.
But there's one thing that stays consistent in every episode. We're idiots.
It's true.
True.
We
We are all equally stupid under the banner of Baka Gaijin show.
I mean, it's in our name, so.
Hey.
Hey.
When you're working with that brand.
Exactly. We've literally branded ourselves as stupid foreigners, so.
Gotta live up to expectations.
Exactly. You've been playing. Now, did you get to play War for Cybertron before it crashed, or no?
I played approximately 5 minutes of it.
Oh, that's not enough to talk about.
Yeah. It's like, oh, hey, I was Megatron and I shot down some turrets and then the game crashed.
Isn't that just the story of Megatron's life, though? Megatron, he shows up, he shoots some turrets, and then everything just crashes from there.
Decepticons, retreat! Fall back!
Now I will run the Decepticons now.
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad.
Yeah, depending on which Starscream you were trying to impersonate, that wasn't bad.
It's like a combination of like 3 different Starscreams.
I know.
It's like just like Prime G1 and Bayformer is all mixed into one.
Yeah, it's like
I like it.
Yeah. Who did Bayformer Starscream? I forget.
Charlie Adler, I believe.
Charlie Adler. Yeah, it's so funny listening to G1 Starscream because I'm so used to, because the only shows I watched in full were animated in Prime, so I'm used to Tom Kenny and Stephen Bloom.
Yeah.
Starscream. So I load up Devastation. I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah. I watched the G1 movie a lot, so I'm very familiar with Chris Latta's performance.
Yeah, you talk about the movie a lot, but not actually the show itself.
Well, to be fair, I don't own the show.
That's also true. Although I remember,
and the show used to be on Netflix. It's not now.
yeah, I remember that what's bullshit about DVDs? Who was complaining about the Transformers collection DVD menus?
Oh yeah, that was for the Kid Rhino DVDs though. Like the Shat Factory releases don't have that problem.
Oh, they don't have 20-minute episodes divided into 6 chapters.
No, they don't. Like Shout Factory, I think realizes people are generally okay with sitting down for 25 minutes to watch a show. So just that episode, we're good.
Yeah. Speaking of things with 6 chapters,
hey, great. Now that's how you do a transition.
I plan that transition about 2 minutes in advance. SDR2 is going to be our main topic for the show. But we're going to talk about it after the break because I got to use the bathroom.
Same.
okay.
All right. So,
All right.
quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Take it right back.
That's my thing. You don't steal it.
You can't tell me what to do. Runs into a minefield.
Don't fucking. I'm going to whip crack and take it right back at you.
Oh, how dare you?
Oh.
We'll see you guys later.
It's gone again. Oh, it's back again.
All right.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Let's do this shit. I have returned.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Apparently,
Welcome
I'm the only
back.
one here who didn't need to go to the bathroom.
Evidently. I mean, Jackylgreek's here, so.
Actually, I went to the bathroom quickly.
Yeah, they were too busy snapping back at each other for like 5 minutes.
Dang, your bathroom must be about as far away from the computer as mine. We should just say like 2 rooms over.
Oh, mine's in the next room, so.
Oh, well, that.
I'm really upset because I scrolled down like 2 more panes and I found a much better image of Red Ring Electronics. Hey, it works. It's good. Reminds me of fucking reminds me, Second Son was free on Plus this month. I got it again because I sold my physical disc. I should play it when I have space. I should play it again. Actually, finish it this time. It was like I got it, and it's actually a really short game. It's like fucking 6.5 hours or something. And I was so upset that I had almost beaten it like the day I got it that I just stopped playing it and I never finished it. I get like that sometimes.
Cubist Third's wondering on Twitter, I wonder how many Nanachi fursuiters I'll see at OhioCon and Anime Matsuri.
I don't even know who Nanachi is.
Character from Made in Abyss.
Oh.
Yeah, the cat creature.
Okay. Is it
Although
sad that I feel like... Go on.
Nanachi's kind of hard to pull off.
Is it said that I feel like Cube watches more anime than us?
It does feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, I used to make
That's
fun
the
of him
reason for all the delays.
Yeah, I used to make fun of him for not watching anywhere near as much anime as me, and now I feel like he's watching more anime than me.
Haha! Now you can't say that anymore.
Yeah, he's been too busy watching anime. He hasn't been editing the
You with your
videos.
own game. Well, he's actually been working a lot on his room at the same time, so he needs the rest.
He
Relaxation.
retweeted some rewrite promotion, but I'm not sure what it's promoting.
No, we'll make him work till he gets gets unconscious and has to rest for 3 days.
All I know is it's got Chihaya in an idol outfit, and that I'm into that.
I really need to watch Zeta Gundam, but at the same time, but before that, I need to watch. Sorry, I need to watch Double Zeta, but at the same time, that means I need to watch Zeta, which means I also need to watch Char's Counterattack.
No, Char's Counterattack happens.
Well, it comes afterwards, yeah, but it's like it still means that I got to watch a bunch of shit. I'm familiar with the first Gundam through a combination of the TV series and the trilogy.
Yeah.
Like, I saw the first half of the TV series, and then I just went to the trilogy after that. Because the TV series is like really glacially paced. Like, here's the thing. The Gundam TV series was evidently canceled after 39 episodes, but they got a 1-month extension to make it 43. And it still feels too long. Like honestly, I've mentioned this in a previous episode, but honestly, restructuring and reanimating a bunch of the series and just compiling it all into like 3 movies did a lot more for Gundam than the original TV series ever did.
Well, there's no episode where they have to go find salt.
Well, if you want to, hey, if you want to find salt, just go to Reddit.
Reddit didn't exist in 1979.
Not until I go back in time and invent it.
Oh, okay. The fan letters section of Animage. I don't know.
But yeah, no Reddit, no Tumblr.
It was a peaceful time.
Remember when fanfiction only existed in actually official magazines?
No, actually, I don't.
No, like the earliest origins of like what we come to know as fanfics were actually like fan submitted Star Trek stories and like Star Trek fanzines and stuff.
Yeah,
I've heard about the history, but I have not really read any of fanfics.
Yeah. I'm remembering some kind of Gene Roddenberry like in character interview or something where somebody asked I forget I'm trying to remember how the question was phrased. I forget. I don't remember enough details to coherently put that story together. Having a 360 on for 15 minutes in room temperature causes the LCI heatsink to rise to 78 degrees Celsius.
Oh yeah, that's not you. Yeah.
What the 78 degrees Celsius?
Yeah.
That's insane.
78.
It's like you can fry an egg on it.
Stop reading my mind.
Did you see that thing I reblogged a few days ago where it's like new speedrun challenge, complete black flag on 360 before the chocolate coins on top melt and destroy the console?
What? Did you say you retweeted that?
No, I think I reblogged it. God, that's funny. That's wow. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of the quickest way you could beat Black Flag. You'd have to. I think you'd have like maybe 15 hours or so to do it before it destroys the console.
That is hilarious.
Yep.
Super high school level internet troll, huh?
I'm sorry. Is this the first time you've been to my Tumblr?
No, it's been a while.
Don't you follow his Tumblr?
Yes, it's just been a while since I've actually clicked on his name. Normally I just... Yeah, here we go. Speedrun challenge. Can you beat Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag before the heat of an Xbox 360 melts the chocolate coins and destroys it? That is funny. How did I not see that post?
I don't know.
Let's go into the comments and see what people say. I could so fucking do this. I'd be doomed. I'd be making sure to get all the collectibles. At first, I thought this was just Polygon getting stunty up in here again. I don't think that'll go very well.
Oh shit! This guy had the coolest looking red ring yet.
This is a saw trap if I've ever seen one. This is literally death. Relatable. Maybe if the damn game worked. Challenge. I have a million things I want closure on, and this is one. Hey, dude, let's do a speed run. All right, but let's raise the stakes. Maniacal laughter. Unwrap the coins to up the game.
Fucking if the game works. I hate that Unity was a mess. So now everyone thinks every AC game in retrospect was a mess at launch, and they weren't.
Don't fucking test me. I'll do it.
This is the weirdest fucking thing without context.
How about ignore the game and the Xbox and just eat the chocolate coins?
I think you've beat the system.
I just want the chocolate.
Can't destroy my 360 if I eat all the chocolate first.
I just want the chocolate. I don't want to play your stupid game. I just want the chocolate.
Imagine you just have that as your saw challenge, and then you're like, and then you eat the chocolate, and Jigsaw's just like,
that wasn't even supposed to be an option. How did you do that?
You are worthy. Please leave.
Actually,
I'm no match for you.
But if you were Jigsaw, wouldn't you have poisoned the chocolates beforehand if someone tried to pull that stunt?
There you go. Now she's thinking.
Can't beat the system if you poison the chocolates.
So, yeah, speaking of trying to murder people, how about some Danganronpa finally?
Yes, we've been at this for about an hour.
Yeah, all right. We're back, I guess. All right.
Okay, we're back. Hi.
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 Hi. How are you? All right, so however you guys want to start this discussion, by character, by chapter, by whatever you want. Just, Kevin, you've had like a day to process this. What are your general thoughts? Okay, then.
Okay, my general thoughts? Nagato's one sexy ass motherfucker.
Oh my god, fucking okay, let's start from the beginning.
Nagato is one sexy ass motherfucker.
We'll start from the beginning. There's a door.
There's a door. We went through the door. There's a beach. How did we get here? Who's this white-haired person?
No. You skipped a few steps. No, there's a door. You go through the door. You're in a classroom.
And then the classroom falls apart, and then you're at a beach.
We're talking bunny.
Yeah.
And then things are fine for like a few days, and then suddenly this bear shows up, and oh no, you got to kill each other. Sorry.
No, the bear showed the same day.
Yeah.
Did he? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, man, it's been a few months since I've seen
was a-
the first
it was a-
chapter of the game.
It was a few days to the first murder, but Monokuma showed up just a few hours later.
Yeah, at nighttime, I think.
No, he just made the cloud stormy, but it was during the day.
Oh.
Anyway,
It's a good game.
Yes.
Also, spoiler warnings. But why are you even here if you haven't even went through the first one?
Seriously, like,
true enough.
yeah, if you have not played Super Danganronpa 2, please do that. It's currently available on PlayStation Vita, Steam, and PS4.
Mm-hmm.
And now a spoiler. Hajime is Kamakura Izuru. Or Izuru Kamakura. Or Kamakura something. There.
Great! Now you ruined the big twist of the game.
That's not the biggest twist.
What is?
Everyone
Avril
is there.
Lavigne!
Avril Lavigne! Oh my god. We played the dub of so like much like the first Danganronpa, me and Zeke went through the dub for Danganronpa 2, and oh my god, I love the casting for this game.
Yeah.
Chris Tagliaferra as Gundam is absolutely marvelous.
Yeah.
It's like the original Japanese act, like for some of the lines in this game, you can kind of tell that they were trying to get through the line as fast as possible to match the timing of the Japanese actor.
Yeah.
But for Gundam, I can only imagine the Japanese actor was just as over the top and ridiculous as Chris was.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so he could go as slow and over the top as possible. It's just like
And you'll be
my four dark devas of destruction.
Yeah. To my recollection, his Japanese actor is a little bit more low key, but yeah.
Yeah, it was quite low key, I think. At least in
Yeah.
terms of the tone of the voice.
Look up who that was because I actually forget.
I think it was
But
Akio. I think he said it was Akio Otsuka or something.
No, not
that's-
Gundam. I think
No,
it
that
was.
was Tomokazu Sugita.
Yes,
Oh, wait, Tomokazu Sugita?
correct.
Yeah.
Kyon.
Also, it was Gintoki from Gintama.
Fucking Kyon played Gundam.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
that does not match.
Does not compute.
I'm sorry, but that does not match.
I mean, whoever did the cropping for the character arts on the DR2 TV tropes page needs to learn Photoshop better. Yeah,
But
Tomokazu
if-
Sugita.
Yeah, if you liked Chris's voice, note he will be back in Danganronpa V3 as a tiny little tennis player.
Neat. But yeah, the dub for Danganronpa 2. I like the dub for Danganronpa 1. Like, there was a lot of great performances there. But I feel that a lot of the performances were much stronger in Danganronpa 2.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to think of a performance in DR2 that is weaker, that is like particularly weak.
Yeah.
Because like I think it's just fantastically casted and directed all around.
Yeah.
By far the best. Like in my opinion, like the best performances in the entire game come from Hajime, Chiaki, and Gundam.
Yeah.
Like with Johnny, you don't really get the feeling like he does really good for like a lot of the game, but he absolutely ups the ante for the last trial, and he just goes like Zeke told me before we started chapter 6, get ready for the best performance Johnny Young Bosch has done since Lelouch, and I'm like, I'm not so sure. And then like some shit went down in that chapter in regards to him being Izuru Kamakura and whatever, and I'm like, oh shit, you weren't kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, when he gets just broken, like that just gets me every single time.
Yeah, and when he gets like he does broken very well, but I also feel he does a great job at rebounding and becoming like just that much more confident as a character.
Yeah.
Like that is just powerful stuff.
Yeah.
Also, damn you, Christine Marie Cabanos, you made me cry.
Yeah.
Note if you're playing the Japanese version,
Now, here's the
Kana Hanazawa will
Yeah.
make you cry.
Yeah,
but she does that on a weekly basis. So not as special.
But yeah, like I can definitely say that my favorite character in the game is Chiaki, simply because she's the one that I felt the most for.
Yeah.
Just very personally.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, throughout the entire game, like, damn, this game does a really good job of just kind of convincing you that nothing can possibly be wrong with this character.
Right.
But it turns out in chapter 5 she's, well, quote unquote, the traitor, which isn't exactly true.
Yeah.
Like, she's part of the Future Foundation who is actually trying to save everybody here and restore their hope because they're part of.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
more
they're part of.
Term might be the outsider.
Yeah, the outsider would be the better one.
Yeah.
And she's trying to restore their hope through the Hope Restoration Program, but Monokuma came in as a virus to turn it into the Despair Restoration Program, because the main characters of the game are members of Ultimate Despair, which that was all like the entirety of Chapter 6 was like. Here's the thing: the lowest lows of Danganronpa 2 are still higher than the lows of Danganronpa 1.
Yeah.
And the highs of this game are exponentially higher than the highs of the first game.
Yeah.
The Chapter 6 of the first game was pretty good. Like, I really enjoyed it. But Chapter 6 for this game was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's just that much more mind-blowing, because I feel like a lot of the revelations in DR1 were a lot more telegraphed.
Yeah, like, because there were a lot of points where, like, a plot twist came up, and it actually took me a minute to process what happened. It's like, yep, Chiaki is the traitor. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, wait, hold on. And I had to process all the information, and it's like, no.
Yeah,
and it's just...
Yeah, this game does not telegraph its... I mean, like, normally when I say that, it would be a bad thing, but it doesn't telegraph them as obviously as the first game did. But the first game was like, you know they have memory loss for like 10 hours before they finally admit it.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
But in this game, it's like, if it is telegraphed, it's done much more subtly.
Oh yeah, like the VR twist is telegraphed with some conversations. Like, do you specifically remember that conversation with Sonia? I think like chapter 2, where she's like, "Why doesn't the weather ever change?"
That is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, and like the whole 8-bit aesthetic and shit. And there's some nods to the Kamakura twist, like Gundam's first FDE when he asks what your true name is.
Oh, I remember that. Okay.
What is your true name, sinner?
Yeah, like, Gundam must have actually had some sort of sixth sense on him, because like he got that like faster than anybody else.
I don't think he knew. I just think it's just a fun thing to know in retrospect.
Yeah. Just a fun little foreshadowing of future events.
Because it just sounds like something he would say, and then you're like, oh wait, maybe he was onto something.
Maybe he was.
Wait, you were serious? I was just being Junie.
It's too bad he died 2 chapters before that actually happened.
Yeah. I knew it.
Also, honestly, I ended up caring a lot more for the characters of this game than I did for the first game. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love the cast of Danganronpa 1. Like, Togami's fun. Kyoko's a great character. I still like Makoto. Hajime's just a better protagonist.
Yeah.
No argument there.
Well, that's the thing though, is that like when you talk about characters you like from DR1, it's always the survivors, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The people in the second that go to the second half, like everyone who dies early doesn't make as much of an impression because that game's just so much shorter.
With the exception of like Mondo.
Yeah.
Like Mondo's kind of the exception because he had like I think as early as he died, he had the most complete character arc of the early of the early characters on that game.
He also had the best moment in execution in the first DR game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Danganronpa 2, the executions weren't quite as good, with the exception of execution number 5.
Which coincidentally was the only one Kadaka actually did.
I don't think that's a coincidence, was it?
No, it's not a coincidence. That's the point.
Actually, I remember that they had unused executions for everyone in DR1.
They did not have that for 2.
Yeah, in the art book, because when they were originally developing the game, as distrust and who lived and died would have changed on your choices. They had to make an execution for everybody, so they did. Mm-hmm. So they had all these leftover ideas. I think we went through them on our DR1 podcast, actually.
You did.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But
this time they wrote it around a linear story, so they obviously didn't make up executions for other people.
Yeah. But with Danganronpa 2, this game has a fantastic cast. Yeah. There are a couple of weaker characters, like I honestly don't think Pekka's very interesting.
No. She's okay if you do a free time events, but that applies to most of this cast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the problems that people tend to say about the cast in some cases.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have more to say about that, but I'll wait for Kevin to finish.
Yeah, I ended up really feeling a lot for Tater Tater during his during chapter 1, which is surprising. It was mostly just his. It was mostly just his whole mama's boy angle, which I can kind of get behind. I love my mom.
Well, it's also just the fact that he murdered the imposter to save everyone from Nagito and then failed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And actually, if you think about it, it's even worse because he was Ultimate Despair.
Yeah.
And they said what all the Ultimate Despairs did.
Yeah, I said that to Kevin at the final trial. I'm like, it's so sad that he tried to go see a mom. He probably killed himself.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, that's terrifying. Don't make me think about that. Oh.
Who knows what could he have done to her?
Oh, good lord.
Maybe cannibalism.
But yeah, that would be weirdly accurate.
Yeah.
But of course, I love Gundam. Like Gundam was just so much fun.
Yeah.
I just enjoy weird, quirky, over the top characters. So Gundam's absolutely up my alley there.
Yeah.
I second that.
But by far, like the 3 most interesting characters in regards to like a characterization and plot standpoint are the 3 main characters of Hajime, Nagito, and Chiaki.
Yeah.
Nagito, oh my god, that crazy asshole.
Yeah.
Where do you even start with him?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Because he starts off, pretty reasonable guy, like very personable.
Mm-hmm.
And then the first trial happens, and oh my god.
He gets from interesting to even way more interesting.
Like he gets to the point where, honestly, for a long time in this game, I hated him.
Yeah,
because he was just such an asshole, undercutting progress at almost every turn.
Yeah,
and kind of pitting people against each other in a way, But you got to know him through his free time events, and Zeke did all of his free time events. Thank you very much for that. And like one of his free time events was him talking about it's like, oh, I have this debilitating condition and I only have like a year to live and my body is slowly breaking down, and then he says something and Hajime is like, wait, hold on. Was all of that I just heard a lie? And he's like, are you gonna kill me? Within the space of a single free time event, I went around to like, oh my god, I love this fantastic asshole.
I think he's a character who truly believes in something fallacy called the well of luck, and
That is interesting.
Yeah.
And it actually does work for him. Like he survived Russian roulette with almost full chambers. So
Yeah.
Well,
that's the thing is that he can only believe in that sort of I hate to say this because it's a joke, but in that pendulum effect of hope and luck, because the way his life has worked has never given him any other reason to believe anything else.
Well, yeah, pretty much. If you had luck like that, of course your psyche would be damaged.
to be fair, he's been gone. He talked about his parents getting killed by like a meteorite or something, and I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah, and then he wins the lottery, and I think he wins the lottery twice.
No, the first big money again he had was because of the inheritance of his parents. Then the
Right.
second one was from the lottery.
Yeah,
It was the lottery.
I get the
which he got
feeling.
when he was kidnapped.
I get the feeling. I get the feeling the effect of his luck is sort of a monkey's paw. Like something good happens, but something bad has to inevitably follow, or it has to follow something inevitably bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah.
His luck only swings to extremes.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
why
it's like, hey, you inherited all your parents' inheritance, but they're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you get to that, and then you get to the thing about his brain literally rotting, and you think he can't think any other way than how he's lived.
Yeah.
So
it's like
at the end of the day, you don't know if he's lying or not. He could be, he couldn't be, he might be, he might not be.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's just his blind acceptance. Well, not necessarily blind, but it's just his acceptance of the way his talent of ultimate luck works.
yeah.
That kind of makes him interesting in a way. And it isn't until like the final chapter you realize like he makes a pretty big swing in characterization during chapter 4?
Yeah.
Yes.
He makes a very big swing in characterization during chapter 4, and like you kind of just figure, it's because he realized I'm not an ultimate. But there are some things on top of that don't make sense. Like he starts talking about he's starting to talk more about how hoping that you guys would be the stepping stone for hope was foolish of me, and you're like, why is that?
Yeah.
And
I
you
think
realize later they couldn't be because they're ultimate despair.
Yeah.
By definition, they couldn't be the stepping stone for hope.
Yeah.
At least in Nagito's mind.
Yeah.
And just his entire thing in chapter 5 of trying to weed out the outsider. Like he tries to kill everybody except the insane, while also killing himself in the process, which honestly, you got to have some insane willpower to pull something like that off, especially in the incredibly roundabout way that he did it.
Well, in his mind, considering he was also ultimate despair, yeah, he would also have to kill himself as well in order to get rid of all despair.
I also find it interesting in chapter 5 that the twist of Nagito putting the poison in one of the fire grenades was foreshadowed by Akane of all characters. Like Akane just throws something out and it makes too much sense.
Yeah.
Like I was actually horrified. It's like, oh my god, we did that. Oh my god.
Wait, Akane saying something smart?
Hey, a stop clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
What's the other time she was right?
I don't know, but it did happen.
Yeah.
It must have.
But Zeke, you want to talk about the reason for us finding Akane to be a weak character, other than unused potential, wasted potential, even?
Yeah. So I don't really like Akane.
Yeah. Like I liked her base character at first because she kind of fits into that sporty girl type
Yeah.
that I like, which
Yeah.
Asahina definitely fulfilled.
Yeah.
Which is why I still have her as an avatar. Hi waifu.
Mhm.
But the more and more I realized about her character, the more I realized she dumb as bricks.
Yeah. Yeah, she's stupid. She's not as funny as the game wants you to think she is. And you have to deal with her the entire game.
She literally eats dirt.
Yeah.
During one of Hyoko's free time events, she tells you that she convinced Akane to eat dirt. Well, okay, flowers out of a flower bed, but still, there's dirt on them, so she ate dirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Personally,
Because it's good for protein, and
Yeah.
I don't think dirt's where you get protein unless you're trying to eat the worms in it.
I don't know.
Exactly.
I'm obsessed with that, but honestly, I think that's more of a plus for Hyoko than anything.
like I know I was actually just drop jawed the entire. It's like, oh my god, she actually eats dirt, and you were laughing your ass off.
And then there's doing Akane's free time events.
Yeah.
Well, which
Again-
we did not do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we did one.
No, we didn't do any for Akane.
Oh.
Yeah, basically she was from a very poor background where pretty much I think she lived in the alleys or something where dead people were commonplace.
Yeah. That's one thing is that about the cast of this game in particular is that the way it was written, they tried to make it a little bit more unpredictable while at the same time giving people a little bit less of a direct role in the story. And that's why there's so many characters in this game where I'm like, they're all right, but they're better if you do the free time events.
Yeah.
Because they really relegated a lot of that stuff to that in this game.
Yeah, my take on Akane is she was sort of all right, but the thing is they lended too much of her being on a sort of comedic character in the chapter 4 and 5 trials, which didn't fit at all.
Yeah, like she kept trying to make penis jokes in one of the trials, and I'm like, will you knock that off?
That was trial 5. Yeah, Nagato, yes, he does indeed have a 3-foot long penis that's prehensile enough for him to tie his own wrist.
Yeah, it's like no, he does not have a prehensile 35-inch. No.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. Yes, that would be amazing, but no, not the time. He's dead. Have some respect for him, even if you didn't like him at all.
Oh, that, and also in chapter 4, she kind of got over Nekomaru a bit too easily.
Yeah, that was also kind of. Though again, considering her background, it does make sense because she's used to like people dying and shit. But at the same time, if you don't know that,
that's the thing. That's the thing. None of that is in the main story.
Yeah, if you don't know that, it makes her seem even more shallow.
Or what about the part where she's told Hajime, "You can grope my boobs anytime."
Yeah.
I thought
that was also explained in her free time events.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
it's like considering she's there throughout the entire game, you think they could have fit some of that in the actual main story, but they didn't.
I wanted to like Akane, I really did, but unfortunately, through the main story, there's just nothing to her.
Yeah,
that's pretty much one of my.
I can tell you this right now. I like what I saw of Danganronpa 2 enough that I'm definitely going to buy the game and play through it on my own time. And one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to do Akane's free time events.
Yeah,
so we can actually get that extra characterization.
Yeah. I didn't do them because there just wasn't time. But yeah. Also, I don't like to make things.
That's one of my. The fact of the characterization in terms of the main story is probably one of the things that kind of was a little bit of a weak spot in the trial 6 for me, especially among the survivors that weren't Hajime. Pretty much, it's like trial 6. It's like unless if you weren't named Hajime, Junko, or Makoto, or Chiaki, you were pretty much just an extra, more or less.
More or less, yeah.
Unlike the first trial where everyone pitched in a bit.
Because a large portion of the
first game.
Like a large portion of the chapter 6 trial is just everybody aside from Hajime, Junko, and Makoto going, huh?
Yeah.
Like everyone's confused except for those three.
Yeah.
But then again, Monokuma did say they're all just extras, but did he warn us?
That is a bit of a weakness of the game, which hopefully V3 addresses. I don't know.
Somewhat relating to that weakness, and this is just something I've always felt. The survivors in this game kind of suck.
That's another thing. That's another thing tied into it.
Honestly,
like Hajime obviously and Kazuryu's cool, but like other than that, they just feel like leftovers.
yeah, Fuyuhiko's interesting and everything,
He
but
got his own arc in the main story. That's another thing.
Yeah.
it's like Sonya and especially Soda feel like they're characters that should have been offed earlier, and there were other characters like the Ultimate Imposter or interesting little anecdote about that in a minute, but like the Ultimate Imposter or Gundam or like just
Nekomaru and his robot form.
Nekomaru. Like all these other characters would have been so much more interesting to bring into the end game.
Yeah, we could have swapped. I mean, do you think if they swapped Nekomaru and Akane being the victim in Chapter 4, would that have worked? I mean, sure, it wouldn't make the trial interesting, but
I think that would have worked pretty. I think that would have worked okay,
but
I don't know.
Hey,
I think in regards to the Nekomaru thing, they shot themselves in the foot by sticking to that little Wizard of Oz comparison earlier through the Monokuma movie.
Well, I'm pretty sure that was written backwards. I'm pretty sure that they threw that in there knowing they were going to do that.
Speaking of switching survivors, did you tell Kevin about that trivia about who survived? Who actually got survived?
Right? Yeah, that Hyoko was swapped out was swapped with Fuyuhiko.
Oh yeah. Another character that would have been fucking interesting to have at the end of the game, fucking Ibuki. He's fun.
Yeah,
she's fun, but I don't. I know why they killed her though. It doesn't fit the tone of the later chapters.
I suppose
so. Then again, would you rather deal with Akane being the coming into character that late, or Ibuki being the character?
I don't know. I think they might have had you could have made an interesting character arc about like breaking Ibuki's spirits or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could have done that with almost anybody though.
Well, it would have been a lot more effective with Ibuki because she's constantly high energy.
Yeah, I know, but
just watch her crash down.
I don't know, but from their perspective, I guess that takes away what makes her likable in the first place. So I don't know.
Yes,
I don't
know.
I don't know.
But that also brings another point. Do you want to talk about Trial 3 yet, or do you want to save that off to later?
Yeah, we'll save that for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I don't like Akane. Sonya is she's fine. She's just bland. You just feel like she shouldn't have been around as long as she is.
Yeah, it's like, why are you still here?
Yeah, that was like my reaction when I was, I say play, but really when I was reading the fucking Arenon fucking something awful play-by-post translation, I was like, why is she still here? Like, is she still here because they just really like that interplay with Soda, that they find it that funny? And it is funny. It's just, I mean,
at the same time, I think they could have done something more interesting with Soda too.
I know.
So, because by the end of the game, he just becomes a giant joke.
Yeah, they could have had more Soul Brother moments with Hajime.
Yeah, Soda starts out really good, but then by the end of the game, he just gets so flanderized.
Yeah.
It's like less talking on Sonya, more being Soul Bros with Hajime, please.
Or have him talk more about like technology and shit. Have him be the one to figure out more regarding.
Have him pilot the Mono Beast.
Well, that's also kind of why I feel like he lived that long, is because whenever they needed something technical explained, he was a convenient source to do that.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably part of the reason he lived as long as he did in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh, mechanic! That's way too useful. Kill him off.
Yeah. Yeah, like when they need shit like the fucking factory explained or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, he's really convenient in that regard.
Yeah. I kind of feel he was still underutilized in the end. So
I agree. It's a
I
it's a big
think it's-
shame. I really wanted to like
think-
him that much.
I think it's just because Kazuryu kind of takes that Lancer role in the second half, so
yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like they needed one of the other guys to be serious and one of the other. I don't know. They needed like one of the other guys to be serious and someone to be comic relief, so they just. Soda obviously feels that comic relief role better than Kazuryu could, so.
He's the DR2 version of Hagakure, sort of.
Yeah, but I feel like with Hagakure, they never built him up to be anything more than that, so it worked better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I just think Hagakure is funnier than Soda, because Soda's is very much about the same like one or two things, whereas Hagakure is, well, all over the place really.
But yeah, in regards to that little thing I was talking about in regards to the Ultimate Imposter, my dumbass was spoiled on that completely by accident on two separate occasions. Like, it was at first half spoiled by Zeke here because he was trying to post an image of the stats for all the characters, and he forgot, and he posted the one where he forgot to blank out super high school level.
No, I didn't forget. I did blank it out, but I accidentally selected the source image where I didn't yet.
Yeah, that's what I meant. And
I just want to let it be known that I made the attempt to try to black it out.
Yeah, and I just didn't put two and two together at the time that that's talking about Togami until after the first trial was over, and I made my avatar on Twitter the imposter with like freaking
fucking Sam Fisher goggles on.
Yeah, and my friend Dylan, God bless his soul, forgot that you don't figure out he's the imposter until chapter 5, and said, "Why is the imposter guy your avatar?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" And Zeke flipped shit.
Yeah.
Zeke just flipped shit for like 10 minutes straight on the spoiler chat.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I looked up a Danganronpa best girl poll and didn't see Chihiro.
I love the parallel though, because in DR1 someone seemingly unimportant dies early and it turns out they were super important, and then in DR2 someone seemingly important dies early and it turns out they weren't really all that important.
Yeah, in retrospect, I'm glad I was spoiled on the imposter thing rather than anything else in chapters 5 or 6, because the imposter thing is brought up outside of a trial as basically, oh yeah, this guy, he was a fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just goes on from there.
Yeah, be glad you weren't spoiled on Izuru.
Yeah. Oh my god, I wouldn't. I actually did not see the Izuru Kamakura twist coming. Like, that was another twist where I was like, "Wait, huh?"
Yeah.
But then they explained it more and more, and that it just made more and more sense. And I'm like, "Oh dang, that's wow."
Yeah, because then the whole game in retrospect turns really into Hajime realizing what a fool I've been. Yeah.
You have no talent? No, you have all the talent. That's a bad thing.
Every single talent you could think of.
Well, because you spend the whole game with him angsting over his lack of talent, and then you find out that he sold everything about himself to be erased to gain it. And look where that ended him up.
Then again, I don't think it's possible for him to be ultimate robot, could he?
All the talents, Locke. All the talent.
Even ultimate robot?
No, that's the joke on the subreddit, is saying like, so he has all the talents. Does that mean he's also the ultimate princess? It just doesn't really
Izuru Kamakura, Disney princess. He does have those flowing, luscious locks.
He has all the talent.
So he's a princess robot mechanic musician.
Yeah. I also
And he with $4 billion
And he's also really, really good at video games.
I just really like the this game kind of turned, because if you only play the first game, the school itself doesn't seem like that bad of an entity. It seems like they were just a good school corrupted by Junko. But in this game, you learn that they were up to shady shit long before she showed up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say press F for doubt on that one.
There's nothing particularly shady about Host Peak in the first game, though.
Hold on. Locke, did you just combine the X for doubt and press F to pay respects memes?
I forgot. I forgot which button it was.
Well, when in doubt, just mash them together until you find something coherent out of it. Press F to doubt respects.
Is he really respectful? I don't know.
No, yeah, it's like, oh, okay, Hope Peak is government funded. I have my doubts of it being a good school. Then again, I don't really have trust for the education system.
Well, then again, it is the Japanese.
Yes, but if you're Japanese, you do have trust for that.
Of course.
Oh shit! What song is this? Sounds good. Okay.
But yeah, I really do need to talk about. We really do need to talk about Chiaki because.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, I can't
It's
even remember.
adorable.
Okay, I cannot remember the last time a game made me cry. So Danganronpa 2 has that going for it.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned this earlier, the game just builds up the entire time. It's like there's nothing wrong with her. Like she's just your best friend. She's the one you confide in. She's protecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing in your brain at any point, like nothing in the game at any point indicates she could be the traditional quote unquote traitor.
Yeah.
But of course, she is the quote unquote traitor because Monokuma has been lying to you about the real identity of the Future Foundation and what their actual goal is and who you are and all that shit.
Wouldn't be nearly as bad if Monokuma didn't frame it the way he did.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This game just kept twisting the knife in regards to Chiaki and her character arc.
Yeah.
Like it took they just spent an entire hour hammering it home that, Chiaki's the traitor and she's not even real. Everything you know about her, not real.
Yep.
And she is going to die and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you even have a little bit of a hope spot during the execution where she finds the exit and pulls Monami through, but then she gets stuck in a Tetris trap and she's gone there. But then,
all of the best executions have that hope spot moment.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I hate Tetris now.
God damn the Russians! They killed my waifu.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one for Chiaki's.
One thing I felt with Chiaki is she felt like sort of a retooled Kyoko in a way. That she felt like she was smart, but her intellect didn't feel overpowering or emasculating the way Kyoko's did.
Yeah,
I think it's because they don't build up any kind of reputation or status about how smart she is. She just kind of is.
Yeah. And she prefers to just kind of push people in the correct direction rather than just giving you all the clues and saying, piece them together now.
Tell them, Nige.
Like Kyoko tended to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like generally, she just kind of pushed people in the correct direction because, she figured shit out.
Yes, it's, you get more of the feeling that it's less of, oh, thanks, why didn't you do it? And more of, thanks, Chiaki, you actually were a help this time. Which,
yeah.
That really improves the dynamic because I felt like Kitty just bossed you around half the time.
Yeah, like you definitely felt.
And Togami, with Togami, it felt like that was more intended.
Yeah.
Half the time you were bossed by Kyoko, and the other half you were bossed by Byakuya.
That's like if you really pay attention to the actual plot of DR1, Nike doesn't figure out shit.
Yeah, he
Like,
really doesn't.
Every-
Which is
like,
kind
he
of
gets-
the hat.
He basically gets all the pieces thrown at him, and because he's not a complete retard, he can put two and two together.
Yeah, it's kind of the hazard of having a passive protagonist, whereas Hajime is more active.
Yeah.
And sassier.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the super high school level sass master over here.
Want to hear about
one of
X?
his talents?
No, go away.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Hajime, do you have a second?
No,
Or just with
I prefer not to.
Yeah, Nakato says hi, you got a second, and Hajime, no.
Hajime has no time for your character building nonsense.
Or oh yeah, or basically Hajime's thoughts about Gundam. This guy. Oh, who even cares anymore?
I cares. This house we love and respect Gundam Tanaka.
I think
No.
I told you like really early on that one of my favorite like key differences is that Nike spends the whole prologue and first chapter not believing anybody would do anything, but the second the killing game is announced in this DR2, Hajime is like, "Well, somebody's killing somebody, and it could be me. Who knows?"
Yeah, like I remember that. It's like, oh, this guy's a lot more proactive than Hajime ever was. Or I mean,
Wait, Hajime is more proactive than Hajime.
of course, no. Like Hajime is way more proactive than
I
Makoto.
think he's not, and that's the entire point.
But yeah. Oh my god. Chapter 6 though. Fuck.
Yeah.
Just from an emotional standpoint, that wrecked me.
So, what did you think about the protagonist actually being the mastermind?
Zeke, this asshole over here, fucking said, it's like, well, what if the protagonist is the mastermind? And he said it during a point where it sounded completely fucking ridiculous. And I was like, it could be. And he said, well, now that I've said it, it can't be true. And it's like, that is true.
And I'm like, that sounds stupid.
You son of a bitch. You played me twice. You played me.
Well, just
by
sometimes
saying
you
that's-
bring it. Sometimes you bring it up, and I'm just like, I'm never gonna stop throwing your words back at you.
You played me by saying that it could happen, then saying it couldn't happen because you said it could happen, but then it ended up happening. How dare you?
To be fair, I think that's the most Danganronpa thing I've ever done.
It just kind of made it all the better, I guess, because he brought it up again after the reveal, and I was like, "You son of a bitch!" I mean,
I have a shit ton of things you've screen cap that you've said I'm planning to throw back in your face at some point.
Oh, good lord!
Are you gonna put them into the novelty hour playthroughs or not? Don't get them edited in. Oh,
No.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we need to
Oh,
reserve a resource. We need to reserve our resources for all those Leon photobombs.
oh, and speaking of, to any people actually, to the 5 people watching the novelty hours for DR2 once those get released, yeah, you might see me bugging these two over here, from chapters 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, can you not?
What, bug you guys during recording? No. I mean, maybe.
So you won't bug us during recording. Thank you.
Not anymore. You guys drove me insane.
Just got lost in a field of double negatives.
Yeah, not anymore. You guys drove me up a wall. I can't even stand 5 hours with you guys during recording. How I opted out was chapter 6.
It kind of feels like this kind of sounds like the situation between me and my siblings. If it's me and Jen in a room, we're fine. If it's me and my other sister in a room, we're fine. If it's my 2 sisters in a room, they're fine. Put all 3 of us in a room, it's hell.
Yeah,
It's
put
like
us together in
any
the podcast
combination
is
of
fine.
just 2 of us is fine. Put all 3 of us in there. You don't want to
Yeah.
be part of that.
Yeah, put us all together in the podcast, fine. But have me listen to these guys during recording for 5 hours straight? Yeah, no.
I don't even understand why you're so upset.
It's a condition.
I think we're fun guys.
Well, you're being fun right now.
When actually, one other thing I'd like to point out about the cast of DR2 is that unlike the DR1, there's a bit more actual ships that go on that you can sort of believe.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the only one in DR1 is Toko and Byakuya, and it's like he can look like I could
And-
break up them.
And who cares?
Confession in regards to like the whole shipping thing.
Yeah.
Of course, I ship like Hajime and Chiaki.
Yeah.
Wish you weren't dead. But I also kind of ship Makoto and Junko now, just because of how she kind of like perversely hates Makoto for undercutting her at every turn.
Well,
And
the thing is, he gives her
that
despair.
and having that just irrepressible hope.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, I can't get enough of it. Love you. It's like, oh my god, Junko, please. This is just so weird.
Not in front of the
Zeke
new
put it.
kids.
As Zeke put it, it's a good hate fuck. But
Not Junko, not in front of the new kids. I'm trying to look cool.
please, honey, when we're alone.
Yeah, I don't know. I tend to be more particular to Hajime, Nagato, and Chiaki. Yes,
the
any
OT3.
combination. Include all
I
three
mean,
of
that
them.
is my favorite kind of ice cream sandwich, but I mean, you know. Every time I have a Neapolitan, I think of you.
Do we call that the Neapolitan ship now?
No, people have called it that, yeah.
Oh my god. I was kidding. I need to stop doing that.
Yep.
I need to
No,
stop
but-
borrowing. I need to stop borrowing Jennifer's impeccable.
I have a Neapolitan, and I have them quite frequently because they're like $1.50 at the convenience store. I'm like, I take a bite. I'm like, what is Locke doing right now?
It's just tastes like Chiaki.
And my second thought is, I'm murdering my teeth. This tastes
And
like
then-
inevitable sadness.
Strawberry has never been so saddening.
And then you take a bite out of vanilla.
It's like
Well, vanilla's in the middle, so
tastes like it's like oh, so it's like sadness and happiness with hate in the middle.
Wait, there's hate in the vanilla flavor? What?
Oh yeah.
What is wrong with your taste buds?
Well, if it's Nagito, just
No, there's nothing wrong with the vanilla for me. There's something definitely wrong with you guys, though.
this tastes like mixed feelings.
No, it tastes like heaven.
what the hell kind of heaven?
I mean, to be fair, vanilla is the default ice cream sandwich flavor. So once you get to the vanilla part, it's like, yep, this is definitely an ice cream sandwich.
French vanilla, vanilla bean.
No. Nobody ever puts French vanilla in a Neapolitan.
Yeah,
It is always regular vanilla.
Maybe they should one day.
Then you'd ruin the color combination because French vanilla is like a more pale yellow.
It's still
Yeah.
vanilla.
Yeah, but it's not white, and that's why we call it that. You're stupid. You need to learn your ice cream. Moving on.
I'm
No,
on a diet.
What I meant is that there's an actual ship that exists outside of the main character. Not it's like when you look through all the free time events. Usually, one is where the main character, the character pretty much confesses, Hajime, I could start dating you. Right? Except for Pekka, which is, Hajime, I could start dating Fuyuhiko. That's pretty much.
You know who I love?
We could talk
Not
about
you.
small animals at a respectable distance.
One of the things that I like that DR2 did is one of my favorite tropes is I'm not sure what kind of I'm not sure if it has a name or whatever, but it's the kind of trope where during like the final act of a game, your character like unlocks God mode or something.
Yeah.
And like
I think, isn't that 11th hour superpower or something?
something like that.
Yeah.
And like the game just unlocks God mode for you, and like the end game with like the final boss is meant to make you feel as powerful as humanly possible within the restraints of the game's mechanics. And Danganronpa 2 did that beautifully. I'm not quite sure why Hajime went Super Saiyan and his eyes turned into target reticles, but it's good shit.
Well, if I remember, isn't it similar to Kyondo?
Yeah, I guess so, because
Yeah,
technically speaking, it's sort of like Chiaki's a part of him now or something.
Yeah.
Because he has that whole thing in his mind of speaking with Chiaki, and it's like, yeah. Which, for the record, right again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin was so sad. At one of the episodes,
It was like it was the one where we found out like Chiaki was. It was like 2 straight episodes where I was just crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to hear me be a blubbering mess, wait 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to play the game anymore.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like this game anymore. Because it hurt. It really, really hurt because I really liked Chiaki's character.
Yeah.
She's such a lovable character, and you have to see her go through that.
Yep.
The game just takes so long getting there. It's painful.
Yeah.
So, Trial 3.
Okay, yeah.
That's a clusterfuck, wasn't it?
Less of a... I mean, it was certainly better than the 3rd chapter of
Danganronpa 1, yeah.
Danganronpa 1. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Celeste was not an interesting character in any way. It's
because
and I still don't, and I don't understand why
She
she's
was
so damn
very
popular.
interesting if you like murdering the Jews.
I still.
So
I-
Hifumi's Jewish?
Holy plot twist, Batman.
And if you people ship them together,
Oi, I love my Twingo Anderson.
No, I think it's less Nazi and more of Moose and Squirrel.
Moose and Squirrel. It is Moose and Squirrel. Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Okay, but back to DR2 chapter 3.
Yeah.
so yes, let's see. Where do we begin with that one?
No, I actually, I don't mind chapter 3 much, really.
I guess Mikan's motive, I guess.
A lot of people don't like the motive. It's really only used to set up the twist at the end. And
Yeah,
at the moment,
but
at the
again,
time, it doesn't.
It doesn't quite connect at
What?
the time.
Yeah, when I was playing through the game, I was hoping that it was something related to. Basically, I thought Mikan was initially going to kill Hiyoko after finally breaking from all the bullying that Hiyoko did to Mikan earlier.
Well, I mean, she
Well,
did.
they couldn't write it. They couldn't write it that way because she was originally going to kill Fuyuhiko there.
Yeah, but
and apparently there was no time. It was so late in development. There was no time to properly write it in.
Yeah,
Well,
that was actually fine. Talk, whatever.
no, go ahead.
No, I'm interested in what you're
I
saying.
didn't want to stop. I didn't want to. No, you go ahead.
Okay, no, Zeke,
All right,
you first, and Kevin.
All right. Well, apparently it was a surprisingly last-minute decision. I don't really understand the timetable here, but it was surprisingly last minute. That's why some details of the trial is left out entirely, like Hiyoko's murder weapon is just not even discussed at all. I mean, you can infer it was a scalpel, but nobody cares or brings it up in game.
Yeah, she was slashed, tied to a pillar. That's it. Moving on.
Yeah.
We don't care her anymore.
Yeah, it just amazes me though, because they talk about it like it was last minute, but like the amount of lancering Fuyuhiko does in the second half of the game makes me think it might not have been quite as last minute as that, or maybe the game just wasn't developed in chronological order. I don't know.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn, Kevin.
That's basically what I was going to say.
Okay.
Also on top of that, it kind of would have undone. It kind of would have made a lot of Fuyuhiko's character arc up to that point completely useless. So
That's the reason why for the Switch. I
yeah,
think if I remember reading.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't want Pekko's death not to mean anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Danganronpa is dark as it is, but we don't want it to make like shit meaningless. So
Yeah. Well, the thing is also like I like both of them a lot. I just don't feel you can have both of them survive at once.
yeah,
Like they had to make a choice between the two of them, and I think they made the better choice.
yeah,
I
I
agree.
agree.
Yeah, and I think it was that Kyoko was a really good flow for Fuyuhiko, since they wanted someone to make Fuyuhiko's forgiveness not sound trite. So they had to pick someone who would be really steamed at him for what happened in the second trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another hope of mine was wondering if, and because here's the thing, the two victims, Ibuki, Hiyoko, and the perpetrator Mikan, they were the remaining members left alive that were shown in Twilight Syndrome murder case.
Yeah.
I thought there was going to be any remaining connection to that.
No, no, because like the motives in Danganronpa chapters tend to be rather self-contained.
Yeah, so it would have been interesting for there to be a bridge for that.
Like individual events carry over a lot, but like motives are concerned. When a chapter is over, like that motive is basically done.
God, I hope you guys cannot hear the music outside.
I can only hear the music inside.
I barely hear the music. I don't even know what what's playing on.
Okay.
Is it neighbors or your sisters?
It's my neighbors.
Really? During podcast recording?
Oh, damn it! The one people you can't yell at.
Actually, no. It's my neighbors that actually live near me that I know them, but I'm not about to get up during the podcast and be like, "Hey, turn that the fuck off."
What if you went over there, kicked down the door, and just yelled, "Turn down for what?" And then they turned it off.
Just go in with a boombox and play that.
Hey, don't underestimate the power of a boombox.
I don't actually own one.
I didn't assume you did.
But just don't play it.
I've never thought to myself, I wonder if Kevin owns a boombox.
Answer: no.
Probably not.
But
I don't think he owns food half the days of the week.
You're not incorrect.
Dude, he's not Akane level support here.
I just remember one time
You clearly don't know me that well.
I just remember one time you talking about your pantry or something. I was like, who cares? But there's nothing in it.
And I'm like, you're not incorrect. Like, I just looked over at my pantry and I'm like, It's not like I starve or anything. I got money to buy food.
Yeah.
I just don't like. I don't just like carrying home a shitload of food at like any given time. Like, I don't like stocking up.
So let's see. Let's see. Is there any other characters we want to talk about or anything?
I'm trying to think. Not right now.
God, is even louder? God.
Should we just take a break and see until this dies down?
No.
I can't even hear anything, so it's probably good.
Whatever. It's incredibly distracting for me.
Oh. Well, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that other than hire contracted hitmen.
Hey, you have some rockin' muffled music to listen to if it does come through. So.
What song exactly? What kind of music?
It's
some hard rock song. I don't know.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? That was just today actually. You know what my dad does that I hate? Is that when he's working in the garage or when he's like working at it by the garden and the pool and stuff, he'll like blast his stereo with like country and rock music, and I hate that. Like I don't care. Like I don't really care what he does. I just like that's but when I'm out there swimming or something, yeah, I don't like blasting music in public.
Oh.
And when I'm out there like swimming or something, I feel like I'm the one doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just like, I'm sorry. I can't turn off the country music. It's not mine.
All right. Well, I honestly don't have much else to say because
Let's see.
One thing some people didn't like about SDR2 was the setting. Because it doesn't at all give the same sense of like isolation or claustrophobia the way 1 and V3 do.
I disagree on that. It's not. I mean, when you
I'll let Kevin go first, and then you can rebuke him.
No, I kind of get this. I kind of agree because with the setting of oh sweet Jesus, it is hard for me to think with that. With the setting of the first Danganronpa, like the main difference was that you were just going through a different set of hallways with every single. It's like a different set of hallways, a different set of classrooms, and like 1 or 2 different faculties or facilities or whatever. Yeah. And in Danganronpa 2, you have entirely different islands with vastly different themes to them. One has a theater, another one has a music venue or something.
Then there's the Titty Typhoon.
The music venue is the Titty Typhoon.
Yeah.
How did you forget that?
I thought you said the amusement park.
Oh.
Oh well. But yeah, one is an amusement park. With Nesmi Castle or Rat Palace, as Zeke liked putting it.
Yeah.
He completely dropped
Palace.
He completely dropped it for the last 2 chapters, for the record. I brought it up when he actually said Nesmi Castle. It's like, well, I want to be serious here for a second. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do that, you might as well have consistency.
Yeah. We'll go on.
But yeah, I kind of agree that I didn't really get that sense of claustrophobia and of being trapped. It really did with, and of course, the island has an actual open air environment, whereas with Hope's Peak Academy in the first game, it was a completely closed, just a completely closed space. Yeah. What did you want to say, Locke?
Well, I don't know. I tend to disagree. I mean, first of all, I find the variety between the islands much more enjoyable. But when I actually play through, and explore the islands and all that, you pretty much only got to have a certain location. So, in the game, sort of way, it's still pretty limited.
Yeah, it's limited from a gameplay perspective, but just from a aesthetic or tone perspective, it's just really hard to feel like you're trapped when you have fucking 6 big islands to go through.
I don't know.
It's just going from setting.
They're that big.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, technically you were more trapped than ever because you were inside of a pod. But I mean, really,
you're inside a pod in the virtual world, in a place where I don't know. Is it possible for the Neo World program to make different kinds of virtual worlds? Or even travel to them? I
mean, it should have been, but because they ran it in the experimental stage and only had data from Jabberwock Island.
Yeah.
So they were trapped on Destiny Islands the entire time. Well, lame playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, that is. I can't.
Yeah, but if what you want out of Danganronpa is those feelings of being trapped and isolated and claustrophobia, I guess, then SDR2 is not going to do that for you. Yeah. It's just way too open. And yeah, the variety of environments is nice, but that really depends on if that's what you really want in a Danganronpa story, which some people don't.
Well, actually, I think it's the difference is because of the plot, because whereas DR1 is everything was set up by Monokuma to be claustrophobic. DR2 was supposed to be a benign experience. Sort of the island mode was how it was supposed to be, but just Monokuma threw a wrench in it.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's totally like story reasons why that's the case. It's just some people just don't like it. I feel like with V3 they went for a middle ground approach where you can go quote unquote outside and there's like different buildings and places to explore, but there's this giant dome over your head, so you're still always trapped even if you're quote unquote outside.
Yeah, that's the big thing. With Danganronpa 2, it was technically speaking, visually an open air environment, so it didn't have that enclosure. that the first game in V3 have, which is really the big thing about like that's really the big thing that takes away from the whole claustrophobia angle.
But then
Like,
again, you're still stranded on a series of islands.
Yeah, but you have a but you have a freaking theater and titty typhoon. What you gonna do?
Well, at least there's chapter 4.
No, yeah, that's true. I get what they were going for.
Chapter 4, I will admit, like chapter 4 had a much better time with that.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you also had that race against time element of you guys are going to starve to death if one of you doesn't kill the other.
So assuming they had water.
I do find it. I found that incredibly fascinating because you got to see Hajime at his absolute lowest point during that.
Yeah.
By the way,
Like-
great
like just-
voice work on that, Zeke.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, he you guys are gonna love it. He went totally nuts with that.
I even posted an image from a hentai dojin page to show him the read while he was still in character. It was hilarious. Shame that wasn't recorded.
Yeah.
But yeah. I do think that the Octagon had a better feeling of claustrophobia than honestly the rest of the game did. So that kind of makes up for it to a degree.
Yeah.
Only the Octagon, not the entire funhouse.
I'm referring to it as kind of like, yeah, whatever.
You know, speaking of, I was thinking about it earlier when I was editing for my new.
Interesting. It's called the Funhouse, but it's not very fun.
When I was editing, working on my avatar there, I was thinking, why couldn't Nekomaru do the final dead room?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It's never answered, is it?
I'm trying to Spotify real quick. Everybody's kind of cutting out for me.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, he's a walking, talking soda and tea fountain. And if you actually do a free time event with him at a certain time, you actually you actually drank when he cried out.
Your tears are delicious.
There's a bathroom. There's restrooms in the funhouse that you can't get in, but who knows?
Yeah.
Let's see. You can give food and drink to the other characters during free time events.
Yeah.
And I know gameplay.
Anyway, that's what I was saying before I could. Anyway, what I was saying before I could barely hear anyone is that it feels like with V3 they meant for a middle ground approach where you have a nice variety of locations, but that dome makes it feel like you're always trapped.
Yeah.
So it kind of satisfies both needs. You know, because the whole size of the area is like maybe like a city block or like a small campus or something.
Cameron, are your neighbors blaring music again?
Yes.
Tell them to knock that shit off now. It's
We're
really
almost done anyway.
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, I
hell,
think we're
that
about done.
hurts.
I think we're about done here. All right. So if anybody wants to pimp things, they can do that now.
Well, I loved. Well, real quick, love Danganronpa 2. Big fan of the series. Can't wait to go through another episode and Danganronpa 3 and V3. And if you guys want to talk to me, if you guys want to see what I'm up to, I am on Twitter at CCharmanderK. Tumblr at the same. Tumblr is mostly just me reblogging shit, but I talk more consistently on my Twitter. So if you want to really get to know me or like ask me shit, like go on there instead.
Yeah.
You can also see me quite frequently on the Baka Gaijin Show Discord. I'm basically there every day. Zeke's probably gonna link it in the description.
Yeah, probably.
And that is pretty much it on my end.
All right. Anyone else, or can I go?
Let's see. I do have my defunct blog, the Jackylcast, and blog at Jackylcast blogspot.
All right.
But other than that, you can find me on the Discord.
All right. As for me, you can find me on my Discord server below. You can go to my Twitter and Tumblr, though I mostly just retweet and reblog things. If you're a completely caught up Danganronpa fan, I guess you can follow me on the Danganronpa, the main Danganronpa Amino. I do post fanfics and blogs and stuff there from time to time, but it's mostly like endgame V3 stuff. So only if you're completely caught up would you be comfortable doing that. If you want to see our Let's Play series of the Danganronpa games on our Novelty Hour playthroughs, stay subscribed to this YouTube channel because they'll come out every few days. We're almost done uploading all the DR1 stuff, and hopefully Cube will get to editing our DR2 playthrough pretty shortly. So there's a good stream of stuff coming your way in that regard. From me on PSN if you want. And whatever. I don't really do a whole lot else in other spaces these days, so subscribe, join my Discord, whatever, because that's mostly where you're going to find me. All right. And with that, thanks everyone for being here today. Thanks for listening. And yeah, that's about it. Zeke Freak out. See ya for now.